film friends, friends of film, and everyone in between. Welcome to the Film Folklore Podcast Summer Mini-Series. And we are back for week 2 of Summer Mini-Series, and we are calling this the Summer Film Club. I am Jeb Props. I am here with Justin Sound.
Hello.
Heather Rae Costumes.
Hey there.
And our special guest for this summer series, Collier POC.
Hey, guys.
Collier came with a lot of helium balloons, and I'm not sure why. So as a quick refresher, we are doing kind of like a book club, but a film club. And the long short of it is what's a movie that's special to you? And maybe it's a favorite, maybe it holds special meaning, and that's what we're here to present. So last week you got me with Airplane, and this week we got Harold and Maude, which I'm excited. And yeah, take it away, Heather Rae.
All right. Yeah, Harold and Maude is one of my favorite movies, largely due to the fact that Ruth Gordon is in it. And initially we were going to do 2 of our favorite movies. And I was going to do this and Rosemary's Baby, which she is also in. But yeah, she is prolific. She has done so much stuff. But anyway, let's talk about Harold and Maude. Harold and Maude is, we've all picked comedies. We touched on this last time. And I don't know if everybody would consider this a comedy. It is a very dark comedy.
Oh, it's definitely a comedy.
Okay.
It's a dark comedy.
I mean, I always see
it.
it as a comedy, but, I have a very strange sense of humor. So,
I mean, you're laughing at several points. It's a comedy. It's a dark comedy for sure.
But it also just tugs the heartstrings and gives really beautiful, inspiring messages as well.
My jaw was on the floor after the first 10 minutes, that first, a little attempt that he makes. But, I was like, this is not what I was expecting, because I went in blind. So I
love that. I'm so
I had
jealous.
no clue.
I'm so jealous you got to see this for the first time.
I mean, I definitely remember the very first time I saw it, and it was coming back to me as Collier was talking about seeing it for the first time, because I had a similar reaction. I think that is most people's reaction, that you're like, I didn't know we were going to be getting into fake death.
No, because I feel like you've most people have heard Harold and Maude. They have heard of the movie Harold and Maude, but yeah, it is not what you expect.
No,
for sure. I mean, it opens up very slowly. It's all very dark, and the lead character commits suicide by hanging himself, but not really, which we find out. So Harold, the thing about this movie, and the writer of it has said that we are all Harold and we all want to be Maude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're all repressed. We want to be free, and we want to be ourselves, to be vitally interested in living, and to be everything we want.
No one ever says they want to be his mom.
I mean, I'm sure there are some people who
I want to live in a bubble and answer all the questions for my child.
Yeah. I mean, but aside from the general, just beautiful movie that it was when I was first starting in costumes as well. And the costumes in this movie, not only is it a perfect silhouette, but it tells the costumes tell the story so beautifully. Because again, it's very Harold's world is very dark. It's very monochromatic. When you're looking at it, it's very structured. And and when he meets Maude and starts hanging out with Maude, you can see it all kind of loosening up. He becomes more colorful. His hair is tousled. His the way he wears his clothes, the types of clothes he wears, it all kind of changes and evolves. And I mean, and with Maude, she's in a funeral and everybody is in black. And she's carrying a yellow umbrella and bouncing down the corridor of the cemetery where everybody else is. She's just such a bright light. And yeah, everybody wants to be Maude.
I mean, he catches her eye from across that first funeral, and it's what was it about her that he connected with? You knew right then it was going to be special.
Yeah. And, and it's, not only a May-December romance, but it's a February, November romance, I guess. I don't know. It's
Speaking of romance, again, I went in blind, so I really didn't know it was actually going to go in that direction. Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, you think about it, though. I mean, I think this time period, it was 1971 when this movie was made. The hippie era was in full force. And I feel like they thought that it would be more accepted. However, Paramount did not necessarily think that. And there was supposed to be a whole sex scene with them and all kinds of stuff. And
they said, what's a GILF?
Yes, the first time that term was ever used was in 1971. But yeah, I mean,
by a Paramount executive.
By a Paramount executive, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I just think it's an incredible movie. It checks all the boxes because like I said, it's inspiring, it's funny, it tugs at the heartstrings. It makes you want it. I mean, I remember the first time I saw this movie, I was probably about 22 or 3, early 20s. And it was in the 90s. There you go. Do the math. And
5 years ago.
Yes, 5 years ago. And I mean, I was bawling my eyes out at the end of the movie. And the thing, she taught him how to live. And that is, I mean, this movie tries to teach you how to live through the eyes of Maude and therefore, and subsequently through the eyes of Harold, seeing that he does know how to live. Because, I mean, he does all of these suicide attempts.
Well, he's trying so hard to break from what is clearly an oppressive life. That I like the fact that they are coming from some level of absurd wealth, and it's kind of in that, I think, money can't buy happiness kind of theme, but he's ironically being oppressed even though they should have open means to. You can go anywhere, you can do anything, but his mom is so controlling. Which I also like that it's not apparent right away. It's really when the dating service is happening.
Oh my God, the dating service.
When she starts answering the questions while he
as herself. Yeah.
I was laughing, and also I was just like, that spells it all out for me right there.
Well, and his mom is really the impetus for all of these suicide attempts too, because
really, Harold.
I mean, he goes through that whole story, and when he tells Maude about how he was in school. And there was an explosion in a science lab, and he was like, well, I guess I'm getting kicked out of school. And the cops, because they couldn't find him, went to the house. And it was and his mother, in a very dramatic fashion, cares for the first time. It was the first time she'd even acknowledged him. She doesn't acknowledge him. You're talking about the dating thing?
Right.
Like, yeah, she's answering the questions that he's supposed to be answering.
That's actually one of my
herself.
favorite scenes is when she just stops waiting for an answer and just starts answering the questions.
He has so no freedom when he's at home.
Right.
He has to go to funerals.
Yeah, I mean, and because the reason why he keeps doing all of these suicide attempts is because that was when he was supposedly dead was the only time his mother gave a shit about him.
And even then.
Exactly. I mean, it was just such a smidge, and he just wanted anything from her.
It seemed like
and he had just given. Go ahead.
It seemed like all of her behavior was completely performative. So even when he thinks that she's caring and all, she really doesn't. She's thinking about herself the entire way through. It's
and he's just matching her energy. I mean, the whole time, like opposite extremes. And
he's confused by it. Like,
oh yeah.
He's still trying to figure out like what.
Well, he's 19
yeah.
in the movie.
Is his dad ever mentioned?
His father is mentioned at the dinner party
right.
about how he was, he ends up taking a walk in Paris and they found him floating down the Seine naked.
Okay.
And so but we don't know what happened to him. Right. We don't know if he left, if he died. That's the only mention of his father in the entire movie. Mm. So, I mean, part of the reason probably why he is interested in an older woman could be some mommy issues. Like, let's be real, you know? But she's so opposite. She is the diametric opposite of his mother. And I think that's the real reason why he is so. And I mean, he is obsessed with death, obsessed with it. And
which is just for a very different reason.
For a very different reason. And, and she gives little hints throughout the movie. Like, it'll all be over on Saturday, and 80, that's a good time to leave, don't you think?
He's looking for signs of life, and she's looking for someone to share it with, because she understands what life is. He doesn't. So
he has no idea.
Hoping before she's 80, she can let it rub off on somebody.
I think that's kind of whoa. That scene was cut.
But you still get we'll get to it, but you get a taste of it in one of the trailers, which is weird.
The trailers are so awful for
terrible
this movie.
Trailers.
They're terrible trailers, and they have cut scenes. So it's even stranger because it's like, this isn't even in the movie. Like, you're showing stuff that's not even there.
Yeah, one of the trailers has them making out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like...
That's how they got that in there. Did that purposely.
I miss that in the movie?
No, I mean, when they are in the bed, I actually did, I had to blink a little bit because I really did. I was following the metaphor the entire way through, and then I thought that their possible wedding was going to be totally out of spite and almost like a joke. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, oh, okay, they're going there.
Well, I mean, marriage would never make sense because this movie is about freedom. Mm-hmm. It is. I mean, it is about how to live and be free.
And if you're paying attention to her when she starts talking about her 80th and
throughout
about to leave, what she means.
Yeah. He didn't get it. He didn't pick it up. That's for sure. But I mean, it is. I mean, just like little things, like after they have sex, when they cut from all the stuff that you normally see, you see him. And normally after sex, the thing that you do is smoke a cigarette, right, in a movie. And he was blowing bubbles. So instead of like smoke that takes away life, he's air. It's like breath. It's just it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful movie. And again, it hit me at the right time. I was, in the 90s, it was very 70s forward. I was listening to a lot of old music and, that kind of thing. So, I mean, it hit the right time. But, because I was in costumes too. I started acting and then got into costumes, but it was right when I was getting into costumes. And like I said, it just tells the story so beautiful. Not only the silhouettes that I said, but there are like moments where he's wearing the exact same clothing as the psychiatrist. And it's hilarious. I mean, it also shows how structured and held back he was, So
every single time they had a shot of him walking, I'm just thinking about those pants and how I need those pants.
That silhouette is the quintessential 1971, 71.
Apparently, Bud Cort is all leg. Like the clothes help to accentuate how he is all leg. I mean, those were some slim clothes and everything.
He's a slim boy.
I mean, he was almost like a stick figure. But it also works for the death kind of, because not saying that he's emaciated or anything like that, because he's not. But if he had been a larger guy, there is something that reads well about this extremely skinny guy who is obsessed with death, because he's kind of taking minimal with everything that he's taking in, because everything is death focused. So there's something about even his body shape that kind of matches nicely to the dichotomy, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think if you would have had somebody with a little more heft to them, that also would be indulgent, which is something that that Harold is not.
Exactly.
So I think that's a good point. Yeah.
Or a beefcake.
Or a beefcake.
He wouldn't have been a buff
Well,
guy.
I mean, I think the fact that you could blow him away, just,
Right.
I mean, I think that is good casting.
I'm daydreaming over here as if like Christopher Reeves was in it instead.
But
I think that's Superman 6.
Yeah. That is
other
that
virus.
one. That's true. It's true. It's true. But
The Conquest for Peace, I think is what it was called.
Superman and Maude.
I'll watch it. I mean,
James Gunn, if you're listening.
I mean, as long as Ruth Gordon is in it, I'm in. I'm totally in.
Hey, posthumous Ruth Gordon.
No, Ruth Gordon as Ruth Gordon. Come on. If we're making up things, come on.
Okay.
I want to see him
I have a
blow
question.
bubbles.
Okay.
In the military, if you lose an arm, and
Talk about costume moments.
and you have to salute, do you have a little string that you pull?
I hope so, because that is so brilliant. And when it gets stuck after
Yeah.
Maude falls down the well, after they put on that whole show for the uncle,
Yeah.
hilarious.
That was my favorite
Hilarious.
part. That was when they tricked the uncle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Well,
It's-
I love his overindulgent, clearly fake story, and then the action with Maude, and then as she slips through the hole or whatever, like you get to see him rattled out of that persona or whatever that he was putting on that show, and then being like, Harold, oh my God, like kind of this like
What
actual,
have you done?
It's a WTF, moment for him. But the guy just got done telling you an absurdly fake story, and then that happens, So it was kind of nice because their I don't know what to call it, their get, I guess that their prank or whatever you want to call it, they're pulling was also clearly it's not like it was great acting or anything like that. But to me, it sort of was a nice balance to his fake story, and then here's this absurd thing, going on. What was it? She was holding up a cross to him or something like that at one point. Wasn't that she was?
Yeah, she was for peace.
Right,
She's like,
right.
I'm protesting for peace.
Right. Like, why is this one person just
One
randomly
person
there?
randomly.
protesting where there's no crowd, no nothing, But it worked in the sense of like you just got done hearing this, cockamamie story for this word that came to my head, but I like the scene as it plays out completely, and even when going back to the arm, like it's like messed up, where it's like you've messed up this whole charade to the point where like even the fake arm is like all not broken. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like mid salute. I don't know how
Yeah,
to
it's like
describe
he's in a forever salute.
right.
Yeah, the string got
It's amazing.
tangled.
Yeah, right.
Now, is that a mixture of departments? Would that be props?
That would be a
and-
costume thing.
Just-
That would be a
just
costume
costumes.
rig.
Possibly effects, maybe with costumes.
I think that costumes would probably deal with that. I mean,
Have you ever gotten to rig anything fun like that?
I rig things all the time. Of course, I can't think of an example at the moment, but yes, I've.
It just
yeah.
seems like the most fun costume thing to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
why.
I mean, when I was designing for theater, I mean, oh my God, I would go down, I'd stay up playing with shit until 4:00 in the morning and be like, oh, I have to be up in 3 hours. I should probably go to bed, but this is too much fun. So, yeah, that is a pretty amazing costume moment. It is very visually incredible. And I mean, you have your bright colors as opposed to the drabness of Harold and how he evolves. You have the sunflower symbolism, and just the idea of this philosophy of growing and just being. That's it. Yeah, it's good stuff. What other questions do you have? I want to hear what you guys have to say about it.
I think Collier wants to talk about the
Yeah, come
soundtrack.
on. Yeah, talk about the soundtrack.
Yeah.
All Cat Stevens, by the way, and most of the
Was it
songs
now?
were. Oh, indeed. And most of the I think half
I did
the
not notice.
songs were written for the movie.
Right. Mm-hmm. I did know that.
Well, what was it? The If You Want to Sing Out was written for the movie, And then I think the bulk of the other songs were from Teaser and the Firecat and the album with Buddha in the title. I can't think of the name.
And see, that song was played repeatedly, but every single time that specific song came on, I was in 100%.
Which one?
The If You Want to Sing Out, Sing Out.
And-
Because Maude plays it on the piano.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that hooked me in. And then anytime it was a separate song, it took me out because I was like, wait, where's the
I like that
Maude
she
was playing?
sung it terribly.
See,
There's something also
But-
adorable about that.
Yeah.
I was kind of the opposite. I was like, I want to hear that song, maybe a little bit at the beginning and then a bunch at the end, but not repeatedly throughout. I need a little bit more diversity.
How many times?
I mean, it is a really bold
felt like
choice to have one artist
much.
do the entire thing.
I just felt like it was too much.
Which, oftentimes does not work out when you have one band or artist doing an entire soundtrack. I mean, that doesn't work more times than it does.
And while there I go with the lisp again, man. But while
Those
I
marbles.
appreciate and respect Cat Stevens' music, I've always felt like it was a party I wasn't invited to.
T for the Tillerman. Sorry, it just came back to me. It wasn't the Buddha album.
Okay. Fair
But
enough.
I agree in the sense of it is a very specific vibe of a very specific style. And so you're either kind of on board or you're not with it. And
That is fair.
And they feature it as opposed to a score. So and I'm trying to think, is there any score? I don't think there is.
There's no
I kept
score.
waiting
It's
for one.
it's
That's
just
it.
Cat
That's the
Stevens.
score.
And the
Right,
other
right,
song that
right.
he wrote was "Don't Be Shy" for this movie.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's the other song that he wrote for it. But
I
yeah,
had a friend growing up who was obsessed with Cat Stevens, and he loved this movie, and he tried to get me to watch it a long time ago when I was younger, and I didn't.
and you were like, "Fuck Cat Stevens."
Well,
and
I
not watch
wasn't.
this movie.
I don't think I said fuck Cat Stevens, but I was definitely into a different type of music at that time, and so I think that was probably why I didn't jump to run.
Like I said, Cat
whenever.
Stevens is a very specific type of music.
Yeah.
And
And I can
either
appreciate
you're-
it way more now that I'm older.
I actually, because now that we're talking about it, I remembered this movie years ago had given me the idea for a Cat Stevens musical. And anyone listening, feel free to run with this. If you take a lot of Cat Stevens songs and you put them in a certain order, you get a storyline. Essentially, a boy coming of age at odds with his father that goes out into the world to find himself, and then comes back. He's found a girl, he's found his purpose, and he comes home like joyously. But if you take like all these Cat Stevens songs and you put them in order, you get its own storyline. And I know that that's not something Cat Stevens intended. It just happens to be that if you put them in the order, you get a full plot out of it. So this movie had given me the idea for it because most of the songs are from two specific albums. So
I'm going to listen to that backwards for the opposite vibe.
yes,
There you go.
yeah. You find out he's not dead.
Yeah.
Cat Benjamin Button Stevens.
Nice.
That is the name of the musical.
It is. It's true. Cat Stevens does show up as a cameo too.
What? I never caught that before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shows up, I think, in the
first-
funeral scene, right?
the
Is that
first
right?
time
No, the
you see-
graveyard scene.
No,
Is
no,
that
no.
right? No,
You're right.
I was right first. Okay.
It's the first time no, I'm sorry. It's not the first time. It's the second time you see Maude as she's going through the crowd at the grave during the service. Cat Stevens is basically who she's trying to peek around. And what's funny is that you're so hyper-focused on Maude that you don't even notice that Cat Stevens is standing right. Oh, I mean, I guess you have to also assume you know what he looks like in the 70s.
That's true.
Awesome is the answer.
Yep.
But
Yep. That is. Yep.
yeah, he just happened to be available and he was able to be there on set that day, and so they made him to be the foreground person for Maude to be kind of peeking around to get Harold's attention. And I've seen this. I own this movie. I mean, you came over and watched
Yep.
it, and I did not know that. I did not notice it upon the rewatch. It wasn't until I was just kind of skimming through some IMDb trivia that I saw it, and I was like, wait, what? So then I had to go and find a picture of it. But yeah, it's totally him, and he's right there, easy to see. You're focused on
Well,
Maude.
you know, there's a lot of that going on in this movie too, because there's a lot of things that happen in the foreground, and a bunch of stuff going on in the background that you can slip
The suicides.
The suicides, but the marching band after the funeral.
That's a weird one.
There's one where somebody falls into a grave in the background, where Harold and
It's as they're walking. No.
They roll into it, don't they?
Sorry, it's not a grave. It's when he's it's when he's walking with his uncle.
right.
And there's like a guy raking leaves or something. That's another one that's weird in the trailer.
Well, originally that like something happened that I can't remember the exact detail, but like Harold went down to get something and ended up knocking the dude over or something, and they kept it.
Right.
But they cut the Harold. It was just the
Well, again,
you
see what was not the final take in one of the trailers, where again they're using footage that didn't make the final cut. We recommend going on YouTube and seeing both versions of the trailers, because they are so head scratching for what the movie is in reality and what they were trying to advertise. And just to make a quick aside, for those that don't know, the people who are cutting the trailers and doing the ads and the promo and everything are a completely separate entity from typically the creatives that are doing the to give you an idea, a lot of people talk about how awesome the Game of Thrones intro was. Production designer has nothing to do with that. Like, here it is, the guy or girl that's in charge of everything visually creative and everything about a project, and here's this iconic intro, and they're like, nope, had nothing to do with that. And that's how a lot of this ad stuff is as well. It's just a completely different world. It's a post-production world. And so I think what is an interesting example by those trailers is how much they did not understand the movie and what they were trying to figure out how to market the movie.
Well, this movie did not do well, but it's become a cult following.
It made up for it.
I think it's in Germany. Those Germans,
Bavaria specifically.
Maybe it's France. I can't remember exactly where, but there is a movie theater that has played it since 1971, like continually.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean it is, and there was a play that written about it too, and that went on.
They
for
had
a long
50
time.
anniversary, during COVID, I guess, or something like that. I did read that. There's a lot of bizarre trivia with this one.
There's a lot of bizarre trivia. Yeah, like Harold. I mean, he was classically trained.
Bud Cort. You're talking about.
Yes, yeah. Bud Cort, who plays Harold. Yes. Yeah, so
y'all might know him as the hospitalized man in Dogma.
You may know him as the hospitalized man in Dogma, where
he was in a coma.
He was the one in the coma
and not moving.
And I recognized him immediately. I mean,
oh, you did?
Yes, immediately when I saw, I was like, oh my God, it's Harold. Holy shit!
I'm surprised nobody's mentioned my true favorite thing in the whole movie, which is the purse.
The purse.
The Porsche hearse.
Oh.
It was amazing. I want that car. I was like, that's my
Well, yeah, he
car.
buys the hearse, and then his mom's like, no, and buys him a little Porsche or the Jaguar.
It's a Jaguar, I think,
yeah,
actually.
Jaguar.
Oh.
It is a Jaguar.
It's a Jersch.
It's a
Okay.
It's a
Jersch.
Jaguar.
Yeah, it's
and
a
by the
Jersch.
way, Jed and I were talking about this because it does, spoiler, go off a cliff at the end of the movie. And we were like, how many did they have, do you think? There was one.
Yeah.
And it was destroyed.
Get it right on that take.
Yeah, because he buys the hearse. His mom buys him the Porsche because it's more appropriate. And then he turns the Porsche into a Porsche, or the Jaguar into a Jaguar Porsche.
Oh, that shot of it going off the cliff, that is such a older... I've definitely seen that in other movies, but I love...
The stunted kind of like...
Well, it pauses, but the sound keeps going,
Right.
and then it brings it back.
Right,
I was
right.
like, I have seen that definitely more than once, and it's not a thing that you ever see today. But also, there was something about cars over cliffs that was a thing back in the 60s and 70s. predating the Dukes of Hazzard world. But there's something about, or Toons is the cat, actually, that just came in my head. Yeah, it's very jarring because it's like, oh my God, is he really doing it? Kind of moment as it's intended. And then also there's a sadness because I also love that car. I hated seeing it get destroyed.
Pretty amazing.
I would drive that right now.
There's almost something symbolic about it being the only one and them deciding to destroy it.
Symbolic to
for
the
that
budget?
one shot. Well, yes.
Well, and it's
Yeah,
also
that too.
symbolic because it represents death because it's a hearse, right?
Yeah.
And it goes over the cliff, and you see afterward, you think Bud Cort, Harold, is in the car, and he's
Yeah.
committed suicide. And then you pan back up to the top of the cliff, and he's playing the banjo, singing and dancing, just like Maude taught him.
Oh, and he's it's interesting that you said he's classically trained. I didn't know that, but earlier when you see him playing banjo, he's not very good, and so you can tell he's improved there at the end, like he's been practicing.
But he still has to turn around because
Yeah.
he spins around right after he starts playing and walks away.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
No, it's fine.
It's
all good.
But with the car, going back real quick though, when he pulls out the blowtorch, did y'all think on your first watch? Do you think he's gonna destroy the car?
Yeah, I think I feel like the first time I saw it, I just figured he was gonna destroy the car.
Right.
I definitely did not think he would be making some kind of hybrid or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's some serious talent and technical skill right there.
And
Yeah,
when you
that's-
think about it, he's taking something that he doesn't want that he could easily destroy, and instead he makes it work for him.
Yes.
And that's that's deep,
Which
bro.
doesn't one of the dates say something about the car, like oh, that's a cool car or something like that? I feel like one of the dates pays it a compliment when the mom's clearly not
Yeah, I think
upset.
it's the one who, when he commits Harry Carey.
Oh, the artist,
yeah.
the actor.
the thespian.
Yes,
date.
yes, Sunshine.
Yeah,
Sunshine. Yes,
She was
I
amazing.
think she was great. Yeah.
Now this talking about first time we saw it, I thought somehow she had stabbed herself with a real knife, like she was playing it off and then accidentally stabbed herself with.
Well, she does that thing. She tests it to
Right.
make sure that it's a
Right.
theatrical.
It's her bad
yeah.
acting is so
Her
comically
retractable
bad.
knife.
The first time I had seen it, I was because they cut the scene kind of sharply from that, and I'm like, did she just die? Like really die? But then there's no follow up or anything. I was like, oh, I guess that's just her bad acting in the thing. But the abrupt cutaway from it, I remember kind of left me in this like, wait, what happened to her? Because she doesn't get up or anything. You cut away and you don't see anything.
Acting.
I know.
And just to be
She's
clear,
very serious about her art.
while
I
I
was
was
20 when I saw it.
while I was watching it, I honestly wasn't sure if he was actually dying each time. Like I wasn't sure if it was sort of like a
Like this could be the
dreamy
real
sort of-
one,
yeah.
or yeah.
Well, I mean, he does it. What?
Except for
it's
the-
hanging. He slits his wrists.
Hold on, the sarcastic one when he cuts his arm or cuts his hand.
that
one was
hilarious.
clearly not a
No,
real.
right,
Yeah,
no,
I mean
no.
the expressions on his face is just like, here we go.
Yep.
Yeah, chop, chop, and then he just kind of gives that look back.
That was the only
It's
one.
all for
Yeah,
reaction.
yeah, but that was the
You-
only one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because it's a hanging. He slits his wrists. He drowns
Really?
himself.
He burns himself. That was
He
the
shoots
best
himself. He
one.
sets himself
Magic
on
trick.
fire, and he cuts off his hand, and then he commits.
He must have had a
Harry Carey, right?
Holocaust cloak. That's probably how.
I kept
My
finding
Princess Bride
myself
reference.
like my laughter would ramp up real slow each one of those attempts, and by the end I would be cackling.
Yeah, I there's
absurdity of
What's the one? Was it the gunshot one that actually rattled his mom? Because there was a
No, it was the one where he slit his wrists in the bathtub.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that's right. Because there's blood all over the bathroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it was rattled. It was just her just irritated
Annoyed.
with. Yeah.
I think that one really took her over the. I mean, my perception of it was that it really took her over the edge. That like she was like, I don't know, because she says something
She's
like
you're gonna
I don't
go see your uncle.
I don't know how much more of this I can take. She says something to that effect.
Yeah. This is just too much.
Yeah, this is this. Because, I mean, he made a crime scene. I mean, like,
He goes full force.
and then he even, like, when she walks out, he clearly, I mean, just to show the disconnect with his mom, he even, like, makes a face, then puts his head back in the dead spot position.
He does that when he's hanging himself, too, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's, because, I mean, the shrink asks him, is it for your mother, are all of these attempts for your mother's benefit? He's like, I wouldn't say benefit.
I do love the shrink. There's something about how bland his office is and the
Stark.
Yeah, well, in his there's something like it's like an old stereotype of a psychiatrist that we don't have anymore. But this this older, almost like the turtleneck wearing, pipe smoking kind of therapist. That's
Well, and the fact that
fascinating.
Harold is dressed in the exact same clothes as him, and every time
the
you
matching.
see him,
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, it is mocking him to his face, essentially.
There's that because Harold's sort of fucking with him, but there's that thing where it's like the guy's so intrigued, like, interesting. Tell me more, Harold. Like you just don't get that kind of character anymore.
Well, and when he's like, "Do you have
enjoy
any
it.
friends?" and Harold's like, "No." Well, maybe one. Do you want to talk about this friend? No. Like he's very clear. Like he does not want to share any of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like that is.
Harold knows everything he says is just going to go right back to his mom.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
basically talking to his mom,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
who
exactly.
he doesn't really want to talk to.
Right.
I mean, and the
Exactly.
same thing with the uncle and the
Yeah.
same. Yeah, exactly.
Even
Yeah.
Maude approached him.
Yep, that is true. Yep, and she's
So good.
yeah, so good. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, there's another thing too. Going to Maude, there's at one point she gives a monologue about her past husbands or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I love that she's been married multiple times.
I don't think that's true.
That
I think-
wasn't?
no,
Or they were
but
just
because
partners?
I feel like because she reminisces about how she was with somebody who was a doctor for the military and the government, and she talks about that. And how things. I don't think she was married to him though. I don't. I think that because she says how she always thought she was going to marry an officer.
Oh, okay, maybe, but
Yeah.
she mentions multiple partners.
She
Yeah.
does. And the other one is I do believe, but it's all very.
Which I take that also as a life lived. That's another thing too, is that like she's lived this life. Like she's satisfied with her experiences.
Oh,
and everything like that.
100%.
Because
yeah.
she's very fondly reminiscing on these things.
She is. I mean, she does. The only time you see her really take anything to be sad, or I mean, she does tear up at the end of this because she
Right.
kind of goes down. I mean, she talks about how even the pictures, she's taking the pictures down because it just mocks the fact that her memories are fading and things like that. You know,
Right.
so. Yeah, and like Collier said, we know right from the beginning. We were given hints throughout.
That's something. Okay, so when she's been rushed to the hospital and they're going in the hospital, and again, I own this movie. I've seen it a lot over the years. This had never occurred to me until we were watching it, but I started thinking because he's acting. Harold is obviously extremely distressed. This is the woman that he loves.
Well,
and
he was
everything
about
like that.
to ask her to marry him.
Right. But what I was seeing in this viewing of it is that doctor's got to be so confused. Like, your grandson seems really attached to you. Like, what's going on here? That's just the stuff.
I don't think I ever noticed the doctor.
I had never
honestly.
noticed it until this time. But when you see what Harold is saying, how he's reacting, which are all genuine, because of this relationship and everything. But I'm also now putting it into a real world terms of like these people just showed up at this hospital and this guy's like, what the fuck is going on here? So I just was like, wow, that had to be. if this was a real thing, that doctor would have just been like, I have no idea what's going on here. I just know that this woman apparently has taken something. We're going to get her in the back. Somebody talk to that guy.
Since I saw this movie, I've always said I'm going out like Maude. I'm going to, have some fun with a young boy. And then I turned 80 and I took the tablets an hour ago. That's it.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
But, I mean, yes, that is, I mean, for her, what a fun way to go. Like I got myself a young buck and now I'm like going to say deuces. For him, it
She didn't do any seducing. She was just herself and her lovely, lovely self.
Yeah.
Although there is that moment when she's modeling for Glaucus and she, is naked and she, pokes around and Harold's like, whoa. His reaction, I never noticed how, like, ugh. It wasn't very...
That's a very important scene.
It is a very important scene. And she also talks, like, afterwards, she's like, well, he has to be reminded of the female form. Do you disapprove? And he thinks about it for a second. He's like, no. And she's like, I'm so glad to hear that. And I think that gives an opening for, because then she shows him the odorifics and she like introduces him to all of these things. And, I don't drink. Oh, it's fine. It's organic. It's like, it's all like, it just opens up his entire world.
And she's so kooky. Going back to earlier, you almost don't know if some of the stories that she's saying are, if completely true, but that the one authentic thing about her is that she can swim through life so beautifully.
See, I think that there's such a purity to her that I believe every single story without question.
Yeah,
I think everything she tells him is 100% honest and raw. And I don't think that she shows what she showed Harold. It talks about her past and how that was all before. And, you see her tear up and it's shocking because you don't see Maude as somebody who you always see the light in her, So
I agree. That's her carefree sort of demeanor and everything, it plays to the genuine element of what she's saying. Like I definitely take everything that she's saying at literal word, as far as when she's talking about anything from the past. And also
everything that she's done, talk about a life well lived. That's inspiring to Harold. And he, at one point, is saying, I haven't lived. Yeah. Straight up says, I haven't lived.
Well, he just graduated from being a virgin. So, I would say there's the I haven't lived.
I think was it after or before I think it was before.
Oh, I thought it was after. Was it before?
I could be wrong about that, but I think maybe it was after.
I thought that was part of the awakening metaphor of it all for him. Going back to the bubbles and everything that you just see him in this sort of euphoric.
I feel like it happened before. I think that's just showing how there's an openness with both. He was able to open a part in her that she's not willing to acknowledge or remember or, really be with, So I think that they she gave him things and he gave her things and it all just combines so nicely. And even though the age difference is wild, 61 years, 61 years. It doesn't feel gross because it's just so pure. There's just such a purity to it. And
it's gross to, is it the uncle or it's the uncle?
Oh, it's all three of them. And the great, when they talk about it and, you have Freud behind in a picture
great
behind.
detail.
And then,
Wasn't it the minister?
oh, you're right. It's
Yeah.
the minister.
Yeah.
It's
the minister is totally disgusted with the Pope.
I mean,
picture of the
I
Pope
wanna
behind
vomit.
him.
That scene lingered a little uncomfortably, where it's just like, okay, we get it. Like, she's old and you're old, and you're somehow like absolutely
Yeah,
disgusted.
he said something about her flabby butt.
Yeah, yeah. No, he goes into great detail about her
Yeah.
aged body, and,
Withered breasts and flabby
exactly.
buttocks.
That scene was like I don't know.
Withering flesh.
Maybe I'm a little torn on that. I was like, on the one hand, it's like, yeah, I get it, because especially because it's the pastor.
But that's the conformity that he would that he would listen to, whether he wanted to or not. Harold, I'm talking about, and like these are the priest, the military guy,
That's a good point.
and the shrink, right?
Yeah.
And they're all going back to the mom, and I mean, it's all together, and it's all this very structured, this idea of not being able to do what you want to do or know who you are, even because these people are telling you who you are, who you're supposed to be. And all Maude does is say, you just need to be you. And when they're talking about the flowers in the field, and she's saying that the sunflowers are her favorites. What's your favorite? He's like, oh, I guess these. Oh, why? Because they're all alike, he says. And she's like, no, they're not. There's all kinds of differences between all of them. Some of them have, this many petals. Some are leaning to the left. Some are doing this. And the problem with the world is that we are all individual, these one individual flowers, but we allow ourselves to be treated like every other thing, every other flower, and just become part of the field instead of that individual flower. And that's so poignant, And then the flowers turn into the grave sites in that, the military grave sites. So, I mean, and that in itself.
Oh, that's right. We had a little back and forth on what cemetery that was.
We did. We did. What was it again?
God, no, I forgot. It's I believe it's the largest cemetery in the United States. I had looked it up, and then I should have written it down. Because of all the matching military stones, but now I'm going to forget the name of the park. Somebody in California would certainly know what it is. But R, starts with an R. But it's apparently absolutely gargantuan, which I think you and I weren't we saying it's like we thought the largest military.
We thought it was Arlington, just because
Arlington,
that's the only
right.
military cemetery that
Apparently this
I was
one's
aware
even
of.
bigger, but
One of those shots is like it's the most beautiful scene that I never want to go to.
right, right, yeah. What a
Rose Hills Memorial Park.
There it is.
that's the
Good
guy.
job. Good job, Justin.
Good job,
What made
Google.
you remember? Oh.
If only there was some kind of
Magic box.
smart device of sorts that I always forget that I have a smartphone. So was there anything else on this most recent viewing that was something that you hadn't noticed in the past?
I feel like there were a few things, but I can't recall what they were right now. I've watched it a few times. I do own this in Spanish as well. But I watched it. I did also watch it
Harold
with
E.
subtitles in one of these viewings. And, there were some things that I missed, some dialogue that I had missed. But
What are their names in Spanish?
Haroldo and Maude. Or sorry, E. Maude.
I actually haven't watched it because I don't have a DVD player, but I do have it, and I'm waiting to get it. I would imagine it's Harold and Maude.
Yeah, sometimes you get. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Harold probably has a Spanish name.
Oh, it's got to.
Geraldo.
Geraldo.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
I'll be corrected on that later.
No, I think it is Geraldo.
And he has a broken nose from a. No, sorry, that's going to be a vague reference.
I'm gonna guess Maude is 100% American though. There's probably no.
Maude is
She was born in Vienna.
Oh.
Yeah, there's the whole thing when she goes back when she's talking
Right.
about she says how when she was a little girl, her parents took her to the palace in Vienna, and that's when she thought she would always marry a military person, an officer, and she talks about how I miss the
Oh, I do remember that now.
Yeah, and yeah, she talks all about it, about her childhood and you can tell that she's also had. I mean, she has the tattoo, the concentration camp tattoo.
Oh,
so
that's
she,
right. That's right.
So she.
That was a new one for me because we
Yeah,
talked
and she's
about
been
it.
all over. She
Yeah.
talks about like having been here and there, and when she was in a monastery in Tibet. Before I went to the monastery in Tibet, and like all, she talks about all the places she's been. Well, probably not all the places, but many of the places she's been.
Yeah, the concentration camp tattoo was something I hadn't clocked before. That because I remember we were talking about it when we watched it, and then you had pointed out that there is that reference, and it's like, how did I miss all that?
Yeah, because she's a dame. She's Dame Marjorie or
But there
whatever
is
it was.
that's part of what. I mean, again, it's part of what makes the dichotomy fun because you get these windows into her past for better or for worse and everything, and it's this life lived,
She pushed through the pain.
Yeah. Is there other trivia that we've missed, or
There's a bunch. There's all kinds of stuff. with
I
this
mentioned
movie.
his custom hearse, but think of all the cars that she stole. That Mustang,
oh,
especially.
I love her
was so
stealing
great.
cars.
I will tell you, she does not know how to drive. Anytime she was driving a car, it was being towed because she does not know how to drive.
Oh, there is something
Ruth
that
Gordon.
that you've
Even the-
left out. Remember, you thought one of the police officers was a certain somebody,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I looked it up and I said no, it's not. But then I
It
texted you
is.
later.
It is him. It's what's his name?
Tom
again?
Skerritt.
Yeah, Tom Skerritt. I was like, that's Tom Skerritt, and we looked in the
Credits.
credits, and it apparently, like, Tom Skerritt said, if this were this guy's name would be this because he's like this guy, blah 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 blah, and that's the name that he used, which was
I'd have to go look it
I
up,
know I
but-
have to look in my notes
For whatever
as well.
reason, that's why he didn't use his real name. It wasn't anything to do with like he didn't want to be attached to the project. It had nothing to do with that.
M. Borman.
Yeah. It
Yep.
had to do with how
Yeah.
he viewed what his character's officer
Yeah,
name would
Skerritt's
be.
small role in the film as an authoritarian motorcycle policeman came about by accident when a previously cast actor broke his leg. Skerritt's film credits read M. Borman, a reference to a prominent Nazi official, Martin Bormann,
Yeah.
whose post-World War II whereabouts were, at the time, still unknown. I said one day that he'll probably come to Oakland and become a motorcycle cop, so that's why we put it in.
That's a reference that held up really well. We all know that Nazi Bormann.
Yeah, that guy.
Still don't know his whereabouts. South America. Sorry.
Maude Apatow is named after the character Maude in this show, or in this movie, rather.
Yeah. That's
See.
fun.
Yeah.
Is that one of
Bud
Judd's
Cort
daughters?
has.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bud Cort has sung all over the world. He's sung in Carnegie Hall. He's sung in New York. He's sung in Paris. He's the youngest actor to ever have been given an homage at the Cinematheque in Paris. He's been awarded the French equivalent of the Oscar and a bunch of awards. Yeah, he's Boy George. He loves this movie. He loves Bud Cort, and when he met Bud Cort in real life, he said, "So you're the bloke who kept killing himself." So, yeah.
He didn't ask him, do you really want to hurt me?
No, he said, "Hit me in the head with a shovel too," which actually was an accident in the movie. It was an accident, and they kept it in. They kept and he kept going for the sake of the scene.
I have this is more of a positing y'all's own theory. Going back to the uncle, here it is. He has a lot of medals, achievements and things, and you don't know the real reason of how he lost his arm. So if y'all were to guess, like speculating his character, how would you think he lost his arm. Would you think? I guess my question is like, do you think he actually lost it in some kind of combat related thing, or was
he
it
fell
probably
out of a
something
truck or something?
like he was drunk and fell off the truck, and then he made it into this bigger story or something? I kind of wish they would have played on that a little more. But what do y'all
I have
think?
a guess. He lost it jerking himself off with one of the stories that he told.
That's some serious work right there.
I like the idea too that like I was thinking of I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. I don't know if y'all have seen that or not, but that's a throwback spoof movie with Keenan Ivory Wayans' directorial debut. But he's supposed to be this military guy, and he has all these awards on. But you learn in the movie that he's like, it's more like Boy Scoutish, where he's like, I got this one for typing. I got this one. Like you learn that none of them are like real combat related things. So again, I think like
for knots.
right. So that this uncle, like his stuff was like mediocrity achievement as well. But there's just, I don't know, there's something about, I don't know, there's something that fascinates me about that character just because the uniform, what it alludes to, his obvious, rah-rah story and all this, and this mysterious missing arm that's not explained. There's a lot of questions there that, on the one hand, I like that they're left as questions, but then on the other hand, I kind of want to know, like, so what is the deal with that guy?
I kind of feel like it's probably like, it was probably like some weird, like not even related to the war kind of thing, because he talks so much shit.
Yeah, that's
who was it that he was like somewhat tied to?
He was General
Woodrow
MacArthur's
Wilson?
right-hand man, which I love because it's his right arm that got blown off.
Just
It's
caught
perfect.
that.
But then you also have to wonder, like, how close are they really? Or was he just a fan who had his picture in his office?
Yeah, like he shined his boots or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's how
He was
lost
always
his
talking
arm.
about Nathan Hale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Nathan. Yeah, he mentions Nathan Hill. Yeah, maybe he was MacArthur's pipe fetcher or something to that effect. What do you have as far as remaining trivial facts? Or anything like that?
I mean, I think we should talk about. It was written by Colin Higgins, and it was written for his graduate thesis at UCLA.
Huh.
And he happened to be a pool boy for somebody, an executive at Paramount, and the
Again
wife.
with Paramount.
And then the wife of this guy, her name was Mildred Lewis, and she was the wife of this Hollywood producer, and she suggested they form their own production company and shop it around to studios.
All right.
So they made a deal with Paramount
Rewind.
to produce the film.
The pool boy and the wife of the Paramount executive.
He was the pool boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't think too hard on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it may have
I've
some
seen this.
autobiographical
Hold on.
content.
I've seen this movie, but he worked in the mailroom. It was called The Secret of My Success.
He was very short. Yeah,
Mildred.
but yeah,
You know
and
that-
actually, I lied earlier. Colin Higgins, the writer of the screenplay, it was supposed to be a 20-minute short originally, and that's when the wife of the producer came in and got it all working. But Colin Higgins also did adapt the screenplay for a theatrical version, and it became a hit play in Paris, and then wrote it for Broadway, and it only ran for 4 performances. So not yeah.
If
And by the way, we were talking about this movie totally randomly, and it turns out that Colin Higgins also wrote Foul Play.
Huh.
Yeah, with Chevy Chase and
Yeah.
Goldie Hawn.
That is okay.
Yeah,
All right.
because for some reason when we were watching this, we brought up the movie Foul Play and had no idea the connection of it.
Now that's a movie I haven't seen in a long time.
It's a great movie.
Without looking, I feel pretty confident that's probably on Tubi. I don't. That feels like the kind
you know
of
what?
movie
I
that would be on
actually
Tubi.
just looked for. You have to pay for it. Anywhere? Yeah, I actually looked for it.
Bastards.
After. Yeah.
I do wonder if the Broadway version does it. I mean, wonder if it tanked because it only.
Yeah, it only had one
it
scene,
only
and it was the one they cut in the movie. Yeah.
Well, and if there's no Cat Stevens, there's no score.
That's
Right,
true.
that too.
It's a very quiet.
I mean,
play.
Collier might be happy about that, but
Yeah. Why is the orchestra pit empty?
There's no music.
Oh, see, I was just thinking that they on stage they had the scene with them and Dead.
Well, that's
And it
yeah,
was
yeah.
Oh.
very uncut.
As they do on Broadway.
Wait, is there a yeah, wow. So Mildred helped Colin, was it Colin?
yeah, Colin Higgins.
And the husband's name never comes up in
I didn't see that. I mean, it would probably be easy to find out. I
Yeah.
just didn't bother. He
if,
had nothing to do with it.
if
so
y'all had to
cares?
put it in a percentage, what do you think the percentages of odds that Mildred was the afternoon wine drinking type?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
By the pool.
Yeah,
By the
by the
pool.
pool. Exactly.
In the pool,
We-
house,
we can-
whatever.
we can see-
Function.
We can see how this meeting went down,
At the pool boy's house.
She's got the sunglasses on. He's probably, got some muscles. He's glistening. We've seen this stereotype before. I have some ideas for you to play. Mm-hmm. Also, Mildred, not from this century, that's for sure. Has anyone ever met a Mildred?
I had an Aunt Mill,
Oh.
but she was born in,
There you go. Yeah.
the early, the early 1900s.
Is Millie Bobby Brown? Is that Millie?
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
that
could
short
be.
for
Yeah,
Mildred?
yeah.
That very much
Mildred.
could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's English, right? Isn't she British? I think she is.
Is she?
I feel
no
like
idea.
that's where a Mildred name would still be modern.
Good point. Yeah.
Right? All the old names are coming back in fashion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's good.
Look at that hot chick. I think her name's Enid.
Gertrude.
Yeah.
Agatha.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you got for us?
I mean, I could talk about this for a long time, but I think I'll just leave it with a quote from Maude.
Sure.
Okay. A lot of people enjoy being dead, but they're not dead really. They're just backing away from life. Reach out, take a chance, get hurt even, but play as well as you can. Go team, go. Otherwise, you got nothing to talk about in the locker room.
I like it. All right.
So go out there and live, y'all.
Go out and live.
Go out and live.
Be a mod. Don't be a Harold's uncle
No, go be a mod.
or any of Harold's family members. Although his dad could have been cool. We don't know. We really
I
don't.
mean, he was found floating naked down the Seine,
He,
so
he was having a good time, apparently.
probably trying to escape his wife.
And anybody out there looking for an excuse to watch it, you definitely should. I'm so glad I had a reason.
I'm so glad that I
Same.
could give you a
Get it out
reason
of my
because
queue. It's
I
beautiful.
love this movie.
Yeah. Collier, that was off mic, but you had mentioned that it had been on your queue for a long time, right?
Yeah, there are movies I even studied in college that I avoided watching because I wanted to look forward to a quality movie later in life. I watch so much. It's nice to just have something. And somehow I've been able to not know anything about Harold and Maude except that it was about an old lady and a young guy. And
I feel like
Oh
it
my
gets
gosh.
overlooked just because that's what
Yeah.
most people think about it.
You
They
should go
don't
in
see
blind if
about
you
all the
can.
inner
They're
workings
wonderful.
of it. Yeah, like visually, you will laugh, you will cry, you'll enjoy just the visuals of it. It's just a beautiful movie.
I would piggyback on that too to say that a lot of classic movies, I guess, in the quote you can't see me air quoting, a lot of times a movie is on a list because of technical achievements. Maybe it was the first movie to do this, that, kind of thing. These movies, I think, ultimately hold up better because it's the content of the movie that makes the movie. Because if we're seeing something that was the first time it's done, that also means we've also seen this thing be done a lot of times over and over again. So just seeing something that's like, but they had never done it before, you're like, yeah, but we also have seen it a lot. So I feel that's a very film school thing too, where it's like, have you ever seen The Bicycle Thief? or would be another one with the red balloon, the Great Train Robbery, fuck those movies. So sorry for anyone that still likes them. But these are the movies to me that hold up and they stand the test of time a little bit better because it's the content, it's the story and everything that is still making it a fun movie to enjoy now. So.
And it gives you something to take away with you.
Yeah. It has a message.
It's inspiring and just
Bicycle
it
Thief
feels
has a
good.
message,
Even
too,
though
but-
you're crying at the end, it's like weird happy tears, and it's just really beautiful.
This is another good example of they don't make them like they used to.
They don't make them like they used to.
Especially since accountants run everything now. Yeah. That, by the way, for anyone listening, if you're wondering why there were no good summer blockbusters, that's because accountants are in the creatives now. So it's too expensive to make a fun movie that people would enjoy. So put that in your pipes. That's my 2 cents on
I don't know
that.
if it's too expensive. It's just there's no return on investment there.
Well, exactly. And
Creativity is overrated.
there could be a risk too because if we only have
That was sarcasm.
Yeah, if the algorithm tells us that, whatever, we make this movie, if we can make this movie for $12 million or less, we should have a minimal net profit of 1.5 mil. That's basically what goes on behind the scenes now. Not people will like this, not this is what someone
pool
needs
boy,
to
let's
see.
start a studio so we
Yeah.
can shop it around. Let's start a production company so we can shop it to
We
studios.
can promise you there is no Mildred and no pool boy happening right now. But I guess we'll call that a teaser for season 3 because we got to address the elephant in the room at some point. But for now, thank you, Heather Rae. That
Go
was
team,
awesome.
go.
Yeah, go team, go. And fantastic pick there. And we are next week going to get to Justin's pick, which will be what, Justin?
Spaceballs.
Yeah.
The movie.
Another movie I saw a million times as a kid. So good.
Which inexplicably is getting a sequel now.
Yeah.
Because there's no new ideas in Hollywood.
Inexplicably.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
We've been waiting
Well, we got
for
Naked
it
Gun
forever.
coming. We've
Yeah.
got
Yes.
another
Yeah.
Spaceballs coming.
Yeah, it's
There's
a good
another Indiana Jones movie coming out, I think.
Wait, there is?
It wasn't there?
I mean, they
Or
made
did they
another one.
do it and I just haven't seen it and I'm late to the game? That might
No,
be the
they.
case.
I mean, they.
Nobody
video
listens to
game.
me. I don't know what the hell
Oh,
I'm
now
talking
there
about.
is a video game, which I've heard is awesome. I'll wait until it's cheap and eventually play it.
Likewise.
I am in no hurry. When the PS6 is out and I have a PS5, that's when I'll buy my PS5.
Yeah, so go watch Spaceballs, and if you don't have time to watch it, and you have the access to the Blu-ray special edition with the bonus features, you can actually watch it in ludicrous speed.
Nice.
That's a real thing.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, I love it.
Oh,
It'll
God
take you
bless Mel
approximately
Brooks.
15 seconds to watch the entire
Wow.
movie.
Oh, wow.
I just watched it for the first time in quite a while on my lame normal DVD copy. So I kind of now I want to see the Blu-ray.
And I'm going to go watch it with the kids and get a totally different take.
There you go.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to love it.
I'll let them watch that.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you, everybody. And we'll be back next week with Spaceballs. Bye.
Do you like what we're doing here? Do you have thoughts, comments, questions? Maybe you have an idea or suggestion for topics you want to hear about? Well, you can find us on the interwebs. You can email us at filmfolklorepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on the social medias, Instagram being Film Folklore Podcast. We have a Facebook group called Film Folklore, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, @The Film Folk. And thanks for joining us today.